Right now, as you watch this video, there are roughly 20,000 airplanes flying above your head, carrying close to 2 million people through the sky at the same time. You step into a metal tube, sit down, eat a mediocre sandwich, maybe take a nap, and a few hours later you are on the other side of the world. We treat this like it is completely normal, but the truth is that airplanes are filled with secrets, absurd details, and bizarre curiosities that almost nobody talks about. Some of them will make you laugh, others will genuinely disturb you, and a few might change the way you look at every flight you ever take again. So buckle up, because this is going to get weird. Let us start with something you have definitely experienced, but never understood. You know how airplane food always tastes bland, almost like cardboard with seasoning? Most people blame the airline or the chef, but here is the real reason, and it has nothing to do with cooking. At 30,000 feet, the cabin pressure drops significantly, and the humidity inside the plane plummets to around 12%. To put that in perspective, that is drier than the Sahara Desert. Your nasal passages dry out, your taste buds become less sensitive, and a study commissioned by Lufthansa found that your ability to perceive sweetness and saltiness drops by up to 30 to 40% at cruising altitude. So that chicken you're eating is not actually terrible, your body just cannot taste it properly. And here is the strangest part. While almost every flavor gets weaker in the air, one specific taste actually gets stronger: umami. That savory, rich flavor you find in mushrooms, soy sauce, and tomatoes becomes enhanced at altitude for reasons scientists still do not fully understand. That is exactly why so many people order tomato juice on planes, even though they never drink it on the ground. Your body is literally craving the one flavor it can still fully experience. Think about that next time you are up there sipping a Bloody Mary. Now, speaking of things you have never noticed, take a closer look at your airplane window next time you fly. See that tiny hole at the bottom of the glass? Before you panic, no, the plane is not falling apart. Airplane windows actually have 3 separate layers, and that little hole is in the middle pane. It is called a breather hole, and its entire job is to regulate the pressure difference between the inside of the cabin and the freezing atmosphere outside. Without it, the inner pane could shatter from the pressure. So that terrifying-looking little hole is actually one of the things keeping you safe. Would you have ever guessed that a pinhole in your window was an engineering masterpiece? Here is another one that sounds like a myth, but is completely true. The black box, that critical device that records everything happening on a plane, is not actually black. It is bright orange. The name stuck from early aviation history. But the color was changed decades ago specifically so that investigators could spot it more easily after a crash, especially in deep water or dense wreckage. It is one of those facts that seems so obvious once you hear it, but almost nobody knows. And while we are talking about things that sound impossible, did you know that every commercial airplane gets struck by lightning at least once or twice a year? That is not a rough estimate. It is the statistical average. Yet no commercial plane has crashed because of a lightning strike since 1963. Modern aircraft are designed with a structure called a Faraday cage built into the airframe, which channels the electrical current around the outside of the plane and safely dissipates it. Passengers rarely even notice when it happens. You could be watching a movie, completely relaxed, munching on pretzels, while a bolt of lightning carrying millions of volts is dancing across the fuselage just inches from your seat. The plane absorbs it, redirects it, and keeps flying as if absolutely nothing happened. Engineers built these machines to laugh at lightning. Now, let us talk about something that most people find a little unsettling. On long-haul flights, your pilots are sleeping. Not metaphorically, literally sleeping. Transoceanic flights carry extra crew members who work in shifts, and while one pilot rests, at least 2 others remain in the cockpit. On newer aircraft like the Boeing 787, There are hidden rest compartments above the passenger cabin with actual bunk beds, temperature controls, and even screens for watching movies. You will never see these compartments because they are accessed through a discreet locked door that blends into the cabin wall. So while you are crammed into economy class, trying to sleep with your neck bent at an impossible angle, the pilot is tucked away in a private bedroom you did not even know existed. How does that make you feel? Speaking of hidden features, here is one that might save you some discomfort on your next flight. That aisle armrest that seems permanently locked in place? There is a small button hidden underneath it near the hinge that lets you lift it all the way up. Airlines do not advertise this because it was designed as a safety feature to help passengers evacuate more quickly, but it works perfectly for making yourself more comfortable on a half-empty plane. You are welcome. Let us move to the tires, because airplane tires are genuinely ridiculous. They are engineered to withstand landing speeds of up to 170 miles per hour while carrying up to 38 tons of weight. A single set can handle over 500 takeoff and landing cycles before needing replacement. Compare that to your car tires, which start complaining after a few thousand miles on smooth highway, and you begin to realize just how over-engineered every part of an airplane really is. And since we are on the topic of engineering details, here is another one. Have you ever wondered why almost every commercial airplane is painted white? It is not an aesthetic choice. White reflects sunlight, which keeps the plane cooler and reduces damage to the fuselage over time. But it also makes it far easier for maintenance crews to spot cracks, dents, oil leaks, and other problems during inspections. A dark-colored plane could hide a fracture that a white surface would reveal instantly. Here is a curiosity that always catches people off guard. The world's shortest commercial flight covers the distance between two tiny islands in Scotland Westray and Papa Westray in the Orkney Islands. The flight time, 1 minute and 14 seconds. That is shorter than most songs on your playlist. Meanwhile, on the opposite extreme, the longest non-stop commercial flight is operated by Singapore Airlines between Singapore and New York, covering roughly 9,500 miles and lasting nearly 19 hours. Imagine being on a plane for almost an entire day. Would you do it, or would you rather take a connection and stretch your legs? Now, here is something that happened in May of 2025 that sounds like it belongs in a comedy movie. Two pigeons somehow snuck onto a Delta Airlines flight from Minneapolis to Madison. The first one revealed itself shortly after boarding and caused chaos as baggage handlers chased it through the aisles. Just when they thought the problem was solved, a second pigeon appeared while the plane was taxiing, forcing a return to the gate and a second frantic chase. The flight was delayed by nearly an hour, and both birds were eventually released unharmed. Sometimes real life is stranger than fiction. And finally, here is a statistic that might help you sleep a little better tonight, or at least on your next flight. The probability of dying in a plane crash is roughly 1 in 11 million. Compare that to a car accident where the odds drop to about 1 in 5,000. That means driving to the airport is statistically about 2,000 times more dangerous than the flight itself. The safest part of your entire trip is the part where you are 6 miles above the earth inside a metal tube, traveling at 575 miles per hour. If that does not blow your mind, nothing will. Airplanes are genuinely one of humanity's most incredible inventions, and the deeper you look into the details, the weirder and more fascinating they become. From orange black boxes to sleeping pilots, from windows with intentional holes to pigeons causing flight delays, the world of aviation is packed with stories that most people never hear. If you learned something new today, or if any of these facts surprised you, hit that subscribe button so you do not miss the next one. Drop a like if you enjoyed this, and tell me in the comments which curiosity blew your mind the most, or if you have an airplane story of your own that tops the pigeon incident. I will see you in the next video.